These are the heights of some famous heritage and religious structures across India, and this is the height of the Chaturbhuj temple, the tallest temple of India, which Asta and I are going to visit in this episode of the Madhya Pradesh Travel series. But first, we started our day with an early morning visit to the famous Orchha royal Cenotaphs. These beautiful structures are the memorial tombs of the royal families of Orchha. हम लोग सुबह थोड़ा जल्दी पहुंच गए थे and the gates were still closed, so we couldn't see the buildings from the inside. But the early morning colors and the lack of crowd made the place so beautiful and serene. It was just us and some Hindu saints performing their daily bathing rituals in the river next to the Orchha Chhatris. I didn't record them because पूरा दिन तो tourists आते रहेंगे and I didn't want to disturb their early morning pace. So Asta and I roamed around the empty tourist side and admired the splendid heritage architecture of Orcha's famous cenotaphs from the outside. The biggest Chhatri belonged to Maharaja Veer Singh Dio. It was during his time that Orchha was at the zenith of its political power as well as its architectural splendor. Finally, after admiring the beauty of the Orchha royal cenotaphs, we proceeded to India's tallest temple, the Chaturbhuj temple, and it looked simply magnificent. We walked towards the temple and started climbing the steps up the massive plinth. And after climbing the steps and removing our shoes, we entered the main hall of the temple, and it was huge. Just look at how tiny Asta looks compared to the height of the massive prayer hall. At the end of the hall was the main temple sanctum. We offered our prayers first, spent some time there, and then admired the magnificence of the large prayer hall. And since the temple is a heritage structure as well, you can take photos using your mobiles and cameras. Just remember to remove your shoes outside the temple and respect the privacy of the people praying inside the temple. So after that, this little tour guide took us on a tour of the upper levels of the temple, and it was incredible. There wasn't any rush since we were the first ones coming in the morning, so we kind of got a private tour of the entire temple. We climbed steep steps and walked through a lot of arches and vaults. Finally, we reached the roof of the temple, and the views from up there were simply incredible. You could see for miles and miles and admire all the other beautiful monuments of Orchha. So we explored and captured the rooftop, and there were some other tourists who had started to make their way to the top as well. Then we went back down, wore our shoes, and made our way to the next temple for the day, the Laxmi temple. इस टेम्पल के बारे में एक खास बात यह है कि दूर से ये टेम्पल बिल्कुल ही एक फोर्ट की तरह दिखता है. Oh, and the artwork inside the temple is really amazing and unique as well. But we'll get to that soon. First, let's go to the Lakshmi temple, park the car, and start exploring the temple from the outside as well as inside. So we started exploring the temple from the outside, and it looks just like a small fortress. The walls are fortified and had spaces for archers etc. to try and defend it from an attack. And this was the first time I had seen such a thing in a temple in India. And as an architect, I have visited and studied a lot of temples, from Khajuraho to Konark to Shore Temple to Puri, Gujarat etc. It's just that तब मैं YouTuber नहीं था, so no videos, but I'll definitely visit them again. Anyways, as fortified as the Lakshmi temple was, it also looked beautiful and quite decorated, even from the outside. I really liked the aesthetics of the temple, and its unique architectural style made it all the more special to me. After taking a few rounds, we finally went inside the temple and walked through its corridors filled with beautiful artwork. Artwork on walls, artwork on ceilings, artwork depicting life, battle, love, gods, goddesses, historical stories, etc. We had an amazing time exploring all the artwork, and here's a glimpse of it. After that, we climbed to the upper level and saw the main dome from the inside. We captured a few more shots of the upper level of the Lakshmi Mandir and then went back down to visit the main prayer sanctum of the temple. We removed our shoes, chappals, etc., admired the main prayer hall and took our final blessings from the gods and goddesses of the temple town of Orchha. And that was the last heritage religious site that we visited during our Madhya Pradesh travel series. We saw a lot of amazing temples, forts, monuments, heritage structures, etc. And it was a journey of a lifetime. We explored places in Gwalior, we explored places in Morena, we explored places in Datia, and we explored the temple town of Orchha. But kuch cheezein reh gayi. Like we didn't get to see the Orchha royal cenotaphs from the inside. But I like that because that is what gives me a reason to return back to Orchha someday. I hope you guys enjoyed all the 6 episodes of the Madhya Pradesh travel series. Hit the like button, share this video and do subscribe to the channel. And there is a bonus video where I explain all about the entire trip. The itinerary, travel budget, what trains to book, the hotels I stayed in, everything. I made that video to help you guys plan your trip to Gwalior, Orchha, Morena, etc. So click here if you want to watch that video and click here for the trailer of my next travel series to Sikkim. Namaste and see you in Sikkim.